Was that when we went to the place and played pool?
I didn't play pool.
You and I played pool.
What?
You and I played pool. Yeah, we did. We played a full game of pool.
I don't remember. Where did we go back to the bar that had the pool table from the day previous?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right.
Big on.
Poof. Episode 12. We
Hello.
are back. Bob here in Detroit, fresh off a trip to the Big Apple.
With Dad.
Mikey over there in Chicago.
Big Apple.
Jack in Mount Pleasant. Yeah, we did a trip. We did a trip to Chicago last weekend. It was an absolute riot. We'll get into that a little bit. We'll talk about the Sweet 16 coming up. And I have a few points that I want to make. Actually, I have one big point that I want to make, or a question that I want to ask you.
Okay.
And then maybe a little bit of football talk, depending where we're at. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll just kind of let it
But first, yeah, we'll let it ride. First, as always, the Fair Enough podcast, this episode is brought to you by Rogue Creative. Shout out to John and the Rogue Creative team. Anything that you need for your business when it comes to graphic design and advertising, give John a call. Okay? These guys are doing it at half the cost of the big boys, and you're going to get a way better product out of it in the end. Like I've said before, I deal with big advertising companies, and they jerk you around. John's not going to jerk you around.
Unless you ask nicely.
Unless you ask nicely. All right. Anyway, but if you need to find John, it's roguecreative.org. Or you can go to his Instagram where it is roguecreative_. But anything that you need for your business, for graphic design and advertising needs, always go to roguecreative.org or go give John a follow as well on his Instagram at roguecreative_.
Absolutely.
All right. So we could do this one of two ways. We could just kind of jump around, or we could start from the beginning. I could start on the train.
Well, I wanted to start on the train because I wanted you to tell me I'm right, because I love to be right on this podcast every once in a while.
Okay.
And tell me how much the train ride fucking sucks and is exhausting as shit every time.
Okay. So this particular train ride, you nailed it. It sucked and it was exhausting as shit. And it felt like it took forever.
Oh, I can only imagine.
But it was 90% full. Well, it was 100% full.
Yeah.
Like, when we got on, by the time that we got on, we were kind of last in line, like standing in line for the Amtrak. So we took the Amtrak, me and two of our friends from Detroit to Chicago. And then two of our other friends drove because they got out of work later, so they couldn't make the early train. But yeah, so we got to the Amtrak station in Ann Arbor, and it was packed to the gills, and we were like kind of a little bit late, like getting on. And so by the time we got on, we all had to sit in separate seats.
Yeah, that's
like next to random people.
That's the fucking worst. Did you guys run into any people like outside of the train that literally looked like they were moving to like a different country that had like 100 bags?
No,
Dude,
didn't see that.
Every time I get on the train, one of those trains, I see a family that is moving cross country.
You guys are out of here.
It's like, hey man, like there's 4 of you and you have 16 bags. It's so funny. I'm like, where are you going, man? Like, I don't know.
Right.
Like, buy a plane ticket if you got that much luggage. But
because Chicago's the end of the line that way, right?
Yeah, it's the end. It ends at Union. Well, for that,
I don't know how far it goes past Detroit.
I mean, I don't think it's the end of the line. Like, yeah, that train though is the end of the line at Chicago, where it's like,
right.
I think that it goes pretty far, because it goes through Flint,
like east.
Yeah, like because I know, like I got on it. I used to get on at Flint for the one train that I
Mm-hmm.
did, and I know it had like 12 stops after that. Like, or I mean, not that many, but like 5 to 10 stops after that. So I don't know
Man.
where exactly where it goes, but yeah, it's like where I guess hey, you just live in Chicago now. I mean, it's
Right? If you're coming from the east and going west, you'll just be like, "Fuck,
yeah,
I didn't know if this is the end.
yeah.
I guess we just live here."
I got,
Yeah.
but
We're on the train, and we didn't realize. I guess we realized we were so unprepared for this. We didn't have masks.
you needed a mask for the train.
Yeah, and I thought that they had lifted it a couple days before for trains and planes, but I guess not. I guess Amtrak was like, "Fuck that, we're still doing it."
So what they do?
So, well, we got on the train, and like the lady, like you said, it took her a while to come around and check for tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So we were kind of in the clear for a little bit. Every time somebody would come around, like one of the attendants would come around, I'd just go down and like look in my backpack for
No,
something.
you would not.
Oh, Cody was
For
dying
5 hours straight.
oh yeah. Nah, I didn't get the whole 5 hours. That's the shitty part about it. No, but I kept doing that, and then the other two guys that I was with, they were like this, like the whole time. And it worked for a little while, but once we got to, it had to have been right around the border of Michigan, going into Indiana. Then they caught us,
Really?
and yeah, and then they were like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, you got to put a mask on." And we like, wait, I mean, we don't have one.
Well, they just give you a
And
disposable, or did they make you buy one?
no, they just gave us one, which I didn't think they were going to be that cool, because initially when we got on the train, somebody did see me when I was walking on,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, "You better put a mask on. I don't want to have to kick you off."
Oh my god!
And I was like, oh, "At least let us make it to Lansing before you kick us off. Like, like let us get a leg of this trip done." So, but then we avoided it. I was dipsy doodling for a little bit,
That's
but
hilarious.
yeah. And then the last time, because she went to our friends first and was like, she saw them because they just looked stupid, and
Yeah, I mean,
she
you're
was
gonna
like,
get got doing that. Come on.
yeah, and she was like, "Hey, you guys need to put masks on." So she was like, "Do you guys have anybody else on the train that needs one?" And then they're like, "Yeah, he needs one up there," like pointing at me. I didn't hear any of this,
Mm-hmm.
so but I sensed that she was around, so I was getting ready to go back into hide mode, and at this point, some people had gotten off the train, so I was able to get like a window seat rather than an aisle seat. So I was pretty like well hid. And like when she came back around, she like tapped on my shoulder, and I was like,
No, you were not.
like, "Oh, dude!" I dipped out. I was like, "I don't want to talk to you. I know where this is going. Let me make it to Indiana at least. I'll hoof it."
That's funny.
And she was like, "No, like I got a mask for you." And I was like, "Oh, thank you. I didn't need one, but okay."
You had a mask the whole time?
No, I didn't, but I was doing a good job hiding
Oh.
it. So I mean,
Dude.
yeah. So that's how it all started.
Yeah. Did you guys buy?
But we made it.
Did you buy any drinks on the train?
No, we did not buy any drinks, but we brought a bottle of champagne and orange juice.
And you drank it
So,
on the
yep.
train?
So we just need, yeah. They just went and got cups, like little coffee plastic cups,
Yeah.
and we had some mimosas on the train.
Yeah. Fucking train, man. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's so cheap, but I feel like flights nowadays are so cheap where it's like, why would you take the train?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not.
I don't know.
You guys in this
I would take
it was a good idea.
I would take the train. Yeah, I would take the train every time to Chicago. I would never drive because we drove home and it sucked.
Yeah, well, yeah, driving home is the worst, but
the drive home was way longer than the drive there.
Are you allowed to
but you
booze
didn't
on
even
trains?
drive.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you're allowed to boot. Like I know, like for like the Amtrak, you're 100% allowed to boot. They sell booze on those trains. They sell food, drinks, everything. It's actually pretty convenient, to be honest.
Do you think you could like bring a 30 rack?
Yes, I do. Do I think?
Yeah.
No, like legally, no. But I think if you had a cup and you were savvy enough. I mean, you got away with doing this for 2 hours. I think you could have got
Yeah, that's
away
true.
with cracking beers and pouring into a cup.
That's
Is
very
there
true.
like a TSA for trains?
No.
Nobody like checks you when you get
No.
on. No, which is kind of sketchy.
Dude, I said this last week. The train is the wild, wild
It's
west.
kind of sketchy.
Like, they just let you
It
do whatever
is,
you
dude.
want. They don't even check. Like I said, they don't check your tickets until you're on it for 20 minutes. Like, it's.
Yeah, Jack. We were like an hour into the trip.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, like, do you have permission to be on this train?"
Yeah, and it's
essentially.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
So yeah, there is no screening process. Like, you literally wait on a cement ramp.
Yeah, literally
to go in. Yeah, there's nothing.
It's like you're just sitting outside waiting for like an Uber or something, but it's a fucking train.
They just stopped updating trains after 1895.
Yeah,
they did. They said, we nailed it.
They it's convenient, and they let you fucking, it's the only thing I don't love about it. I wish there was some sort of seating chart, because it's like, so say like you say like for going back, for like me going to Michigan from Chicago, super convenient because I'm one of the first ones on, so I'm getting a spot. You know what I mean? But like, if you're the fourth or fifth stop to get picked up, it's like, it's slim pickings, man. So you feel like fucking Forrest Gump trying to find a seat,
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, damn. But I mean, then I guess you'd have to pay extra money, and you'd have to pay for your seat. So beggars can't be choosers. So,
well, it's confusing too, because once people get up and get off at a stop, you want to move, right?
Yeah.
Because you want to get into a better seat, either by yourself or like you want to get a window or something like that.
Yeah.
And so then they lose all track, because they like have the seat. They literally marked it with a green sticky note.
Yeah, that's
like,
all.
Okay, like this guy used his ticket. Like, that's good.
He's here.
So I moved. Yeah, I moved. And the lady was like, "Oh, did you like do some seat shuffling?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm up here now." And I'm like, does this happen every time? Like, do you guys just have to ask this question to every single person? Because everybody moves at some point.
Yeah. And like,
a shitty process all the way through. Now that I'm thinking about it,
say you're in one of like the back cars, and you want to go get a drink, or like so there's a bathroom in the front, there's a bathroom in the back. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how many cars there are, but it's like you have to walk through like the whole train.
Everybody.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, you just kind of feel like a dumbass sometimes doing it. But I mean, it's convenient as fuck though. You can't really go wrong with it, but
nah.
It's like, damn. I don't know.
Yeah, the process stinks now that I'm thinking about it. They don't have anything down.
No. But I mean, they always fill them up, man. The worst is when you're on the like the inside, like the aisle seat, because the charger port, there's two chargers on the wall, right?
Yes.
So if
I didn't know that until this time, because I was working the whole time.
Yeah. And
my laptop started to die, and I was like,
and then you got to be like, "Sir, can I plug my shit in?" Like, without, I mean, it's like, we'll put it on the ground, or like, it's like, you don't want to be like, "Here, I'm going to put my cord over your lap." Like, that's not right, obviously. But yeah, so that part's the fucking worst, dude.
Oh, dude, it was bad too, because I had the aisle, and then my laptop started to die. This girl next to me was like reading or whatever. I could tell she didn't like me, because I come in here, I'm sitting down, I don't have a mask. Like, she sees me being a dickhead and like doing the like dip down thing. So like, she definitely hates me. So then I'm like, "Hey, can I like touch your knee really quick so I can put this cord in?" Like, it's super awkward. You're right. And I didn't even realize that.
I had someone do that to me though, where the one
she was hogging it.
This person, he put it over me. He didn't care. So I had my like little table down right on the seat in front of me, and he just straight up draped his cord over the table.
No, he did not.
Didn't give a fuck.
He just went right over you.
And then I got up because I had to go to the bathroom, and I just said, I was like, "Hey man, just take the fucking the window seat, because this is fucking ridiculous." And I wasn't rude about it, but I was like, "No, you can have it." Man. I was like, "You're charging your shit. Like, don't worry." I'm like, who does that? I guess it's
Just drapes it right over you.
I was like, what the and he had like an Android too, so we had a red cord like a fucking idiot. Anyways.
It's all about how confident you are when you do it.
Oh yeah, no shit.
Because he was probably so confident you weren't going to say shit except be nice to him.
No chance. I mean, I gave up my seat to him like I was, dude.
Right.
The fuck?
He fucking dominated you.
Yeah. Rosa Parks would have been upset with me. Let me tell you what.
She would have been. Like, you really bent the knee that quick?
Dude, like
what the fuck was all this for?
Yeah. Oh man, out in the B-ham, you know. But
yeah, that chick dominated me too. I was a mental midget. I was gonna let my laptop die and stop working before I told her, hey, I need to use that. Yeah. Luckily, she had to get off.
Call the boss and be like, I'm in the middle of the train. Hey, this girl next to me, dude, she's got my number. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I can't handle it.
She's Jalen Ramsey. I'm the guy on the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
But another thing that happened on the train was I forgot my headphones. Like I said, completely unprepared. 5-hour ride, I don't have headphones.
Oh yeah, that's
stupidest
horrible.
person on the planet.
And dude, is that your only pair of headphones? Those Beats?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I forget it then. I'm bougie like that. I got a pair of AirPods and I got a pair of Beats just in case, you know.
See, I don't do the AirPods though because I don't like the in-ears. Oh. And this is where my point comes in. So Cody had some headphones. He was like, "Hey, dude, like I'll pop you some headphones." I was like, "Sweet." He pulls them out. He's like, "I forgot mine too, but I got 2 pairs." Pulls them out. They're the ones from like Delta Airlines, like the ones that they just give you on the plane. They're like, "Here you go." They probably work 3 times and then they're dead.
I was gonna say they got 10 hours of life and then they're done.
Yeah, but they're wired too. Mm-hmm. They're wired and they're just the little beads that you put in your ear.
The little rubber guys are I fucking hate them.
The ones from 2008.
Yeah.
Yeah, horrible. They're the worst headphones on the planet. I was feeling this at the time, and I wrote it down because of how upset it made me. When they're falling out of your ear and you feel it, and it's a slow motion process of them falling out of your ear, and you're like, I fucking hate this. I know what's happening right now, and I don't I'm so comfortable. My hood's up. I don't want to adjust, but I feel it happening. Mm-hmm. And then it falls out, and another thing that kept happening to me, these dudes, I have a personal vendetta against these fucking things. Another thing that kept happening is the cord would if the cord even gets caught a little bit, boom, they're popped out. Yeah. I hate that. If you pinch your legs together and that fucking cord snaps,
it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. They're out of your ear. I hate that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's a science that it's a forgotten science because at one point we all did it and we all made it happen and we all worked. But you know what it makes me what it reminds me of is when it's actually falling out of your ear, right? Is when you say you go swimming for a couple hours, right? And fucking 3 hours later, you just feel all of the water coming out of your ear. That's the slow motion fucking feeling of the headphone just being
That's how it feels. It's just barely dripping out of your ear. It's the worst.
Yeah,
You're right though.
What?
That's we think about, okay, well, how did we survive before the internet? How did we survive before cordless headphones? That is insane to me.
We did the under the shirt. The under the shirt was always a play because
that was a play.
Then it kept this from fucking ripping them out. So it's funny when you see grown ass people still use wired headphones, and a lot of people still do, and they like it, man. They're like, I think they sound better at this, and then. It's nice because if you're running or something, people are like, oh, well, if it pops out of my ear, then I don't lose them. Where it's get a pair of headphones that fucking fit, and that won't happen. But
that too.
I mean, I don't know. I fucking couldn't do it again if I tried. It's like when you get your first iPhone without the button, and then you use someone's phone that has the button, and you're like. What are you?
This is stupid. Why did we have a button ever?
And it's because I remember, when you first get it, you're like, fuck, I missed my button. But now you're like, you have a button, you're a fucking loser.
I was stupid for a while without the button. Like, felt stupid. Like, couldn't work my phone correctly
My brother
without the
still has
button.
a button, and I make fun of him every time I touch his phone.
And he'll never revert back. It's too late for him.
Nah, he's got like
he's a button guy for life now.
He's got the last one with the button. So if he ever wants a new phone, he's fucked. So, but yeah, that's the wired headphones. You shouldn't be as fired up as you are about them, but I definitely understand.
I don't know if it was like a combination of me being like working and being scared of this chick or what was going on, but I was so fired up in that moment when they kept popping out of my ear. It was like, why do we have these?
All right, so
It's
how many
insane.
times are they popping out of your ears? So if you had 5-hour ride roughly, how many times they pop out of your ears?
8 times at
That's
least.
too many times. Okay.
It's too many. Because I have shitty ears too.
You got them small cavities?
I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe they're too big. And where I'm just prone. I'm prone to them popping out. Yeah, maybe that's the problem.
I don't know. That's funny. I know that I have my left ear. So I have my ear pods. I had a different pair of wireless before, and they had the stupid little rubber pieces. They were just cheaper, and the left one fit like a glove. Right one didn't fit. So I had to buy extra pieces that were smaller so my right one would fit. No bullshit. And now my ear pods, you can't buy extra pieces. So like every time I'm doing something like a little bit more on the go, I try not to put my right one in because it doesn't fit as well as my left one is like a fucking swear to God. So if you ever see me with AirPods,
you had to do a full like home add-on to your ear pod just to get it to stay in.
Well, no, the AirPods, I'm just kind of like, if she dies, she dies, you know.
Yeah.
So, but it's funny. Ears are the worst.
All right. My question for Mike, though, and this is my worry, is that how often do you lose those fucking AirPods? Because I tend to lose everything all the time, and that's my fear with the wireless pods.
With the AirPods,
I've never lost one yet. I've had 2 sets of wireless headphones, and I'm yet to lose one. But I don't use headphones often when I'm not at work. Because if I'm at home, I'll just listen to it raw, you know, or on a speaker. And like I now that I have these, if I'm
listen to it raw.
Well, you know what I mean. But like if so, I've never lost one. But I don't know. I've never lost one. I've got good luck, I guess. But I also pick and choose my battles as when to use them. You know, I don't go running. I don't work out. I'm fucking fat. You know what I mean? So,
long story short, we made it to Chicago.
That was a real long story short, but I appreciate that.
We made it.
That's awesome.
We made it.
What time did you guys roll in? I don't remember you telling me. Also,
like
Monster.
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
So you guys made real good time.
We made real good time. We rolled in about 2 o'clock. We got to our Airbnb. We stayed in River North. Beautiful area of Chicago. We were like right downtown. It was sick. Walking distance from everything. Yeah, then you got out of work and the charades began.
Yeah, I'm so glad. When I called you and you're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go out and I'll just give you the code to get in," I was like, "These motherfuckers, bro." And then, but yeah, that was great. I mean, we had the perfect plan for having no plan. We picked the perfect bars.
Yes, we picked the 3 perfect bars that we kind of honed into over the whole weekend. But I think that, like, I've never done a visit like that where we had no plan. We didn't go to dinner. We didn't go, like, get a snack, see a movie, nothing. It was literally wake up. All right, what bar are we going to? And then we went.
Well, yeah, but you know, that got skewed, though. That got skewed on Saturday. Like, Saturday, from what I had kind of thought was we were going to go to the one bar and then go get dinner somewhere, kind of, you know, home back in. But it ended up being the Barstool bar ended up being what it was. So we were there for fucking 8 hours. I mean, what else? You know, you're not going to miss that. You know what I mean?
No. No, so we'll start there.
Yeah.
as far as bars go. So Friday we did whatever. Friday we went to these same bars, but Saturday we hadn't gone to the Barstool bar yet, but we wanted to go for the games. So we got there at 1:00
roughly
on Saturday. So the games are just starting. We walk in and we see like there's a shit ton of people there already, which was kind of like not confusing, but it was like, oh, okay, like this thing's popping off already. And we see them setting up like the couches like it's a live stream area. We're like, so we just walked over to one of the girls that was working there and was like, what is going on today? And she was like, oh, like Dave and a couple guys are going to be here today for the live stream. And she kept saying Dave, and I was like, oh, it must be like the Dave that works for Barstool that is a Chicago guy. Like he lives in Chicago. And then you at some point.
I was like, dude, I'm like, I don't know, Bob. I'm like, the way he's talking, because he kept saying he's going to be here. Dave, and I'm like, dude, I think she might be talking about fucking Portnoy. And you're like, no fucking way. So I go up to this girl and I'm like, hey, when you say Dave, are you talking about Portnoy? And she's like, yeah, of course. And I'm like, and then all of a sudden it got to the point where we're like, well, I guess we know where we're staying for a while. And fucking
2:00, everybody started rolling in.
And guess who was downstairs sitting on some couch like an asshole? Fucking Robert J. All of a sudden, everyone rolls in. Portnoy, Big Cat, PFT, fucking everybody. Marty, fucking everyone. And I'm fucking sitting upstairs getting a drink, closing my tab out, but I knew what I was doing. I knew that they were going to be rolling in.
You knew what you were doing.
So
you nailed that timing.
Go up there. All of a sudden, fucking dude, did I tell you about how the guy tried to grab Portnoy?
No.
Dude, so Portnoy is like trying to settle in, right? He's like getting his seat, putting his jacket down, fucking this, that, and the other thing. And some guy who I'm standing right next to literally walks through the tables that were like the barricade and like goes to grab him. And security was like, whoa, what the fuck? And like they didn't even know what was going on. And like I was like, they like pushed him away, like what the fuck, blah blah blah. He's like, dude, he called me over, and everyone's like, I'm pretty sure Dave Portnoy didn't just call this drunk bastard over to come talk to him.
Right.
Like what the fuck?
Right.
But yeah, I mean that was super sick. I got a fucking photo with him. We'll put that up on the screen to make Bob jealous.
Yeah, that is really rattling.
Yeah.
Really rattling. I fucked up. But in my case, or in my defense, we get there and the lady's like, oh yeah, you guys want to reserve a table or do you just kind of want to like hang out? And we're like, we might as well get a table because we hadn't eaten yet, so we're like, let's get some food and like sit down. And she's like, it's just gonna be a little bit for the table, like we're opening up the downstairs and stuff. But she was like, do you want to be downstairs? It's the VIP area. And I was like, what's that going to run us? Like, that sounds like it's going to be $1,000 for a table. And she's like, no, it's free. Like, you guys, we'll just hook you up with a table down there. And we're like, all right, sick. And eventually our table's ready. And she brings us downstairs and she like leads us over to this area with two like sick leather couches, like a big ass, like basically a coffee table in front of it, a fireplace, and 3 TVs. Yeah. It's like the sickest part of the basement.
Yeah, that's true.
We're like, what is going on here? We're like, why do we get this?
That is true.
Somebody else, like, isn't there like a CEO or something that's supposed to have this table?
Someone with real money. Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, no, like, shut up. It's yours. Just fucking enjoy it. So we did. We got it from 2 to 7. We had that table.
Yeah,
or the couch area, and it was sick.
No, it was.
And it was. I think it was cool because there were 2 couches. They were just like diagonal, and one of them was ours, but somebody else got the other one. Yeah. So like a couple like cool groups rolled up that we got to like chum it up with, which was I think made it even more fun.
Yeah,
you know?
No, for sure, definitely. Those guys were cool as fuck. And then they were like, yeah, if you want to sit down, we only got 3. We had like 6 guys compared to the other 3. And they're like, yeah, you want to sit, blah, 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 and like this, that, and you know, I think they went back upstairs at one point and they gave you guys like 3 beers, didn't they? They had like,
yeah.
like 3 beers left. They're like, hey, you guys can have them. We're like,
yeah,
oh, fuck,
they were leaving.
Man. Yeah. So,
yep.
I mean, no, it was definitely cool. It was a cool experience. It's just, you know,
everything was happening upstairs.
Yeah.
That's the confusing part, I guess, of the story.
Yeah.
So we were down in the basement where everything was happening on the main floor.
But no,
as far as the live stream
yeah,
goes.
exactly, the live stream. But it's like at the end of the day, like when the live stream was actually going on, like you weren't really able to intervene. It was when one of the guys left to go get a drink or to go take a piss, you were able to snap a photo with them or fucking shoot the shit. Chief was hammered drunk when you were talking to him.
Was he? Dude, I didn't even really notice.
He was.
We were too.
Yeah. But it was so fucking funny. You were sitting there talking to him, and I was like, for one, I was proud of you. You were on your shit. That conversation was, I mean, you didn't miss a beat with any of the facts. You knew everything about this dude. And I'm like, good for you. I would have went up there and I sat there and just listened for that reason. Dude,
I'm glad it went well.
Oh, yeah. Tried to plug the pod. Didn't really go anywhere, obviously. But, yeah.
We'll tweet it.
How about when we saw Spider and we wanted to take a photo? We're like, oh, young, short kings, this and the other thing, and he forced us to take a photo with that tall ass dude. Though, did we know
he loved it, dude?
Who was that guy? Does anybody know who that tall guy was? Just a 7-footer sitting in the fucking bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
There were a few of them in there. Definitely, there are athletes in there for sure.
Saying. I was like, who are they? They had to be somebody. Where I wanted to be like,
yeah.
Because, dude, I looked at the photos the next day and I go, holy fuck, that guy was literally 2 feet taller than me.
Oh, if he would have been like, yeah, like I come off the bench for the Bulls, I would have been like, I believe you. Yeah, like he was a monster.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, I just didn't recognize him or was just not in a mental state to recognize him.
No, dude. $13 fucking vodka sodas, though.
Yeah, that killed you.
Dude,
you should have stuck with the beers.
I probably had 15 of them at least.
No way. There's no way.
We were there for 8 hours, dude. I was hammered.
Yeah.
Especially in the beginning. Especially in the beginning. And I didn't eat a fucking thing.
Nope, me neither.
And that's why I end up getting lost, because I always get lost towards the end of the night.
Do you want to bring that up?
Yeah,
you want to go there? So, all right, no. Let's go there right after this. So the Barstool Bar was awesome. We leave there. Was that when we went to the place and played pool?
I didn't play pool.
You and I played pool.
What?
You and I played pool. Yeah, we did. We played a full game of pool.
I don't remember. Where did we go back to the bar that had the pool table from the day previous?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you and I played a full game of pool. I was really hoping that you were going to remember this, because I don't remember the game at all. I remember finishing. Dude, we had him. Choked. Kept choking.
Oh,
yep.
No.
Kept choking on the 8 ball. I think we were up 3 balls.
Oh man, I did not know this, and now I'm depressed.
Yeah, I don't. But you stayed.
Okay. This is okay.
That's why you couldn't get to the next bar. So the next bar that we went to.
But I did get.
So we went to. We went from the Barstool Bar to the pool table bar, and then the last bar we went to both nights. It was a country bar called Bub City. Shout out to this place. It was very fun.
Yeah.
2 very basic setup, big dance floor in the middle,
a couple tables on the
stage
sides.
in the back with a live band. Couple tables, and then 2 bars on each side, which was very clutch, and they were long bars, so you could actually get a drink
pretty swiftly, if you will.
Pretty swiftly, yeah. But yeah, we left because you were talking to somebody. You might have played another game of pool.
That makes so much more sense, because I was wondering.
And you're like, no, dude, I'll catch up to you.
Yeah, because I remember. Okay, so I remember See, this is embarrassing that we're over here recollecting. I remember. That's why we do the podcast. I remember telling you though, like, yeah, I'll catch up with you, but I for some reason thought that was at the Barstool Bar. But I do remember saying, like, oh yeah, I'll be there in a little bit. I'll catch up with you, and then.
Nope.
I mean, I got there,
dude.
I got there. It was like an hour later, but I got there.
Let me tell you why this was so frustrating, everyone. What can I think of that's super close to each other as far as buildings go?
The World Trade Center.
If you've ever
the Twin Towers, that close.
Yeah, basically. if you've ever been to Detroit and you know where Comerica Park and Ford Field is, they're on the same road across the street from each other. I shit you not. That's exactly how this setup was, except it was kitty corner. It was just diagonal. So if you walked out of the pool table bar and you were looking diagonally across the street and you kicked the football, you would hit the country bar. You couldn't have missed it if you tried. And Mike was lost for an hour. Couldn't find us. We were across the street. And I kept telling him. I walked outside probably 10 times. There's a line outside, so everybody's like, why does this dickhead keep walking outside? And he gets to get back in every time. And the security guard, luckily, was cool and was helping me out. And I was like, this is not my fault. I don't even really know this person that well. But I'm going to try to get him in. I was to that point.
Yeah, but whatever, dude.
The call total at the end of the night ended up being 23.
Yeah, but okay.
Mike called me 23 times but that also, to find me.
No. Because I called you at least half the times between the piano bar and the apartment. And that's
that was an issue as well.
Okay, that was way more of an issue than the Bubs. Well, to me at least. Because after that fact, I get in the Bubs, we have a bunch of drinks, we have a good time, we're dancing, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. And then fucking the piano bar thing, I don't even know what happened on that.
I don't know how we ended up going there or why.
I don't either.
We didn't need to go there.
No, definitely not. But, dude, I get to the fucking front door, right? And I'm not stumbling, okay? I'm not speaking. I'm not stumbling, and I'm not fucking, I'm not doing anything wrong. Right? It's like, obviously I look not sober because, it's 2 a.m. But, or whatever, it was like 1:30. But I walk up, and I'm starting to pull my ID out, and this dude looks me straight in my eyeballs and is like, I can't let you in. And I was like, what? He was taller gentleman. And I'm like, what? He's like, you're too intoxicated, man. And I was like, I didn't even know what to say. I was like, I didn't even say anything. He's like, no, I know, but I can't let you in, dude. Oh, and then I called you and I was like, he didn't let me in the fucking bar.
You were pissed.
I was rattled, and I wanted to make sure he heard me talking to you on the phone because it's like, dude, I get it. Like, if you're acting up or you're throwing up or you're literally stumbling or falling, like, yeah, don't let the guy in. But like, I was like, oh, my friends are in there. This is our last stop. I just want to reconvene with my friends. And he's just like, I can't let you in. And I'm like, well, who does
that? Bar sucked anyway.
I mean, fair enough. But to really fucking cap off the night, though, with me being a pain in your ass, was I call you to try and get into the fucking Airbnb because I want to get in there and maybe get weird by myself because why not? You gave me the code but didn't tell me I had to press pound. So I'm sitting in the hallway for the second night in a row by myself this time, just sitting there, and I'm like, Bob, it's not fucking working. And you're like, well, we're fucked then. And I'm like, and then I call you back, you're like,
is that what I said?
You said something like that. You're like, I don't know, dude. That's the code. I'm like, it's not working. And you're like, and then 20 minutes later, I call you back again for like the fucking 100th time, and you're like, Cody said he got to hit pound at the end, and I'm like, instantly works. I'm like, in. I'm like, dude, you fucking douche. Oh my god. You know how many people I called while I was sitting in that hallway? If you're watching, you know who I called. At least 5 different people. Just because I was like, I need someone to talk to, or else I'm gonna either fall asleep or start crying or something. I was like, dude, what is going on?
Did you get McDonald's already at that point?
I didn't get McDonald's the second night. We got McDonald's the first night.
Are you sure you didn't get McDonald's the second? We got McDonald's the second night.
I didn't get food the second night. I didn't eat a fucking thing the second night.
You literally didn't eat anything.
I had I think I had some fries. I had nothing.
Yep.
But
yep.
What are you gonna do?
That's way she goes that day.
That was a great day, though. I mean, it was a first for everything.
We were saying that one of the better weekends I've had in a long time, and it was all because of how spontaneous and not planned it was. 100%. And obviously the group we were with.
It was just, it was a lucky throw of the dice for the first 2 bars because
the Barstool thing was so lucky.
Well, no. I'm saying like the first night, like we end up at that one bar. What was that place called?
Yep.
Boss Bar or some shit like that.
Yep, Boss Bar. That was the pool bar.
And then the Bub City, like where it was like they were both super like they weren't like too clubby. They weren't, like we were able to get tables. We were able to fucking talk. We got lucky with the bars because that could have easily been a straight up bar hop where we were at 10 different bars in a night if we would have picked the wrong one. So it's like it was nice. We picked the right bars, and then obviously the Barstool bar, like that, the live stream thing. I mean, I'm out here meeting everyone famous. I mean,
dude, it's sick too because the game, like the Michigan Tennessee game, like everybody was hyped for that, dude. And then the UFC fights were unbelievable in the middle of the day.
I know
that was like the perfect like segue between basketball and the Michigan game.
Who was it sitting at our couch that was like, can we turn this fucking TV off and turn on a game? And I was like, dude, Patty the Batty's about to start fighting in like the next fight, and I have $100 on this fucking fight, and someone's gonna turn it off, dude. That place erupted when that guy fucking tapped him out, bro. Do you still have the footage of that or no?
Oh yeah.
Oh nice. Okay.
Yep.
Dude,
we can play that. The camaraderie in this place was unlike any bar I've ever been in, and I think it was because everybody was gambling.
Yeah.
So, like, every time you turned around, you were high-fiving somebody, or you heard somebody like, oh, shit, like, I need 5 more points, or some shit like that. Like, that made it so much more fun. Every time you went into the bathroom, somebody's like, oh, dude, like, Kansas couldn't fucking cover for me. Now I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Like, just...
You just turn to your left, your right, and you're like, what kind of action you got on this, bud? Like every time.
D-Gen City.
It was beautiful.
It was so fun. So fun. Everybody was in a great mood, too. Like, we didn't really run into any, like, trouble or anything like that.
No. None really at all.
At any of the bars.
Yeah. I mean, until I ran into that bouncer that fucking wouldn't let me in the bar. But yeah.
Yeah, that was the only time.
I'm not going to lie. I was a little nervous after hearing the story about the boys the first night. I was like, oh, man. Might get into a fucking fight the second night if we all stick together. But that's neither here nor there. But that shit was great. But I mean, I ended up losing all my money on Barstool because I put the rest of my money on Murray State to beat St. Peter's, and I didn't find out until the next morning that they lost, and I was like. I was doing so well too, just kind of like betting 25 here, 25 there, this and the other thing, and then I was like, oh.
We were red hot, low key.
Yeah, definitely.
We were winning bets all over the place.
Yeah,
that Michigan bet was huge. But yeah, dude, the St. Peter's thing, man, they might fuck around and beat Purdue. But Purdue looked really good though with Jaden Ivey.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't either, man. What do you think's going to happen throughout the rest of the Sweet 16?
I think this Michigan game is going to be a war. The spread's at 5 right now. But Villanova is just one of those teams that they're like kind of when we were talking about the runs. They're just one of those teams. They're never going to get down too bad in the game. Like, they're never going to be beating the shit out of us. They're just going to grind it out because they got that fucking Gillespie kid and Jay Wright and all these guys that have been around for 1,000 years, and they just like know how to play even keel basketball. So, but that kind of plays to Michigan's strength because a team like Tennessee, if they don't go 2 for 18 from 3, they blow us the fuck out. You know, because we can't, like, Michigan can't keep up in that game because they don't have shooters, you know. It's Dickinson and it's Frankie Collins and it's Eli Brooks, and like they just need to run the floor and keep the game close.
I think Villanova's my team to win it all, honestly. Now that I watched a couple of games.
They're good, man.
I like them.
They're good. Texas Tech and Duke. I mean, Duke looked unbelievable in that Michigan State game. I don't know if you ended up catching any of that.
Yeah, their defense isn't the best, but yeah, their offense looked fucking unreal at the end, dude.
Yeah, it's just hard to keep that going.
Yeah, 100%.
But Dude, even that I think that Houston Arizona game might fuck around and be the best game of the first 2 days.
Well,
like that game is going to be tight. The line's at a 1.5 right now.
The fucking
Houston out of nowhere.
The Thursday games are gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah.
The Friday games
Arkansas Gonzaga
are gonna be a little bit. I don't know what the fuck. They might be some shitters. I mean, they're probably gonna be good, but like,
yeah,
it's just gonna be. I don't know. I don't really know.
That Miami Iowa State game's gonna stink. I think Miami's gonna run them out of the gym.
Yeah.
UCLA North Carolina. Anything could happen in that game. I think UCLA probably wins though, just because of the guys they got. But then St. Pete's and Purdue, and then Providence, Kansas.
It's just
not a lot of juice.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a lot of juice. Yeah. But Thursday, you're right, has all the juice.
All firepower. It's just all. And it's funny that remember that stat that you said last week about the AP top 11 or whatever. If I'm not mistaken, all of those teams except Houston? Question mark? Or was Arizona?
Are you talking about the teams that can win it all?
No. The teams that were. Oh no, I lied. But 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, 4 of those 8 teams were in the top 10 to start the year, right?
That one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like, I don't know, man. There's some shit.
But then there's that stat that I said last week too, where since 2000, if you're a top 6 seed, top 25 offense, but outside the top 150 defense, that's where Purdue fit. You don't make it to the Elite Eight.
That's what I was telling my dad. I was like, hey,
so
bet on
that's why I'm even thinking St. Pete's is a lock statistically.
Dude, I mean, that fucking that one kid, that number 24 or whatever on that team, cold-blooded. But
yeah, he is cold-blooded.
I don't know. I guess.
Did you see the picture of their gym?
No, is it like a shoebox?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh man.
Jack, pull up and put up a picture of their gym. It is like my high school gym was as nice or nicer than this, and it was a dog shit gym that we played in. Like, their gym is bad. Like, their school's got to be so tiny, dude. So tiny. Man. So for them if they make the Elite Eight, it's going to be like the biggest thing to happen to that town ever.
Yeah. I mean, where is that? Where are they even based out of? It's got to be
somewhere in New Jersey.
I was just saying, it's got to be up there.
It's somewhere in New Jersey. I forget what the city is, but it's some BFE town in New Jersey. I think it's like a farm town.
That's so funny.
But yeah, fucking wild, man. As far as the other stats go, yeah, it was Purdue and Iowa for that outside the top 150 defense. Iowa got blown out of the gym, which we kind of knew was going to happen.
Yeah, they're bad.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But a lot of these teams that we said were the 13 that could win are still alive.
Yeah, which is crazy.
We still got Arizona. Duke, Gonzaga, Houston, Nova, UCLA. So we got half of them still left.
Yeah, that's enough to party. That means that it's still a toss-up. And fucking, I mean, other than Gonzaga, a lot of those teams aren't, like, the favorites to win. You know what I mean? Like, you would imagine Arizona's probably, or Kansas is probably number 2 at this point.
And you think interesting teams. Yeah, Kansas is not in it. Texas Tech is not on that list.
Wasn't Arizona not on the list? Or they are?
Arizona is on the list, yep.
Oh, it was Auburn that wasn't on the list, right?
Yep, yeah. Auburn. No, Auburn was on the list, but they got blown out. Yeah, Auburn, Baylor was on the list. Kentucky, MSU. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be where I go from here. I'm thinking it might be Nova. Dude, the Texas Tech Duke game is just
it's the Gonzaga and the Nova brackets are on the same side,
right? Nope. That top left region, Gonzaga, it's Gonzaga, Arkansas, Texas Tech, and Duke are left.
I'm saying the one on the bottom left though? Is that the Nova one?
Nope, that is the Baylor one. That one's the Purdue and St. Pete's one.
And who else is in that one? UCLA,
North Carolina, and UCLA.
So, that's such a shithole. You're gonna see a fucking 5.
Yeah, it's a shithole.
Because you're gonna see a
bad
seed.
team's gonna come out of there.
It's gonna be either fucking UCLA or fucking North Carolina.
Because
I mean,
I think UCLA makes it out.
Yeah, I mean UCLA look like shit though. Look like shit.
They did look like shit, but that's why I think they're due.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be Texas Tech, Final Four. Texas Tech, UCLA, Nova, and that bottom's a shitter too.
That's Kansas, right?
Yeah. I think it's got it. If it's Miami, that's unbelievable, but I think Kansas ends up beating Miami in the Elite Eight. But that's going to be a sick game. So it's going to be really sick game.
So what it's actually going to be is Duke, UCLA, Nova, and Kansas. You're going to see a Duke Nova final or championship, and Duke's going to win. Coach K rides off into the sunset. Book it.
Really?
I actually think that the way Duke played offense last week. So if they can get by Texas Tech, which obviously Texas Tech is like, I mean, that defense is just bananas, right?
They're stupid.
So if they can beat Texas Tech, which this is going to be the toughest game, I think they can run with the Zags, bro.
Oh, they can definitely run. I got no doubt in my mind that anybody, dude, any of those teams that we just mentioned that we would take to the Final Four could beat the Zags.
And I'm not saying like I bet you'll see it's going to be a fucking 90-85 game, just like the Michigan State game was. But I could see Duke winning it. And then, I mean, if Duke goes to the championship somehow, or even if they go to the Final Four and don't win it all, it's a wasted year. It's a wasted fucking
Dude, they could. And it's so weird because they don't have the star power that they normally have, you know? They haven't for the last few years, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, since Zion, obviously.
Since Zion and Grayson Allen.
Yeah, I mean, they had Zion. They had RJ. Wasn't RJ Barrett on the same team? Zion.
Yeah. See, like, that team was stupid.
Yeah, and they didn't. And that was a disappointing.
But they get bounced.
They always get bounced. They're like Illinois.
They always get bounced. They are like Illinois. They make it a little bit deeper than 100%. Illinois hasn't made the second weekend in like fucking 4 decades.
They were also really bad. Illinois was really good for a couple years and then sucked for 10 years, and now they're good again. So,
who was that sick dude for Illinois back in the early 2000s?
D. Brown, Darren Williams, Luther Head.
D. Brown, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they had
that team.
They had a big fucking white boy at center too. Started with like a I or some shit, and he was a stud too. But that team was dumb, and D. Brown didn't do shit in the league. But Darren Williams was on that team. But D. Brown was.
You know what's a fucked up stat that I heard the other day too? This one's for Michigan. Is they hadn't made I think it was a Sweet 16. They made it to the Elite 8 in 1993, and they didn't make it back to the Sweet 16 until like 2012 or something like that.
Yep.
Like it was like
that's insane.
a long fucking time.
They made it like 5 years in a row now.
Now, yeah, they've made it 5 years in a row, which is insane. Credit to John Beilein. John Beilein brought all that. He turned everything around.
Yeah.
And now Juwan Howard's just a good recruiter.
Yeah.
Because he can relate to the guys and everybody knows who he is. So he's just kind of going to be good. But yeah, that's my Final Four, dude. I think we're the same besides Duke. We're switching out Duke, Texas Tech.
It's hard for me to not take Nova. I think Nova was going to win it all personally. And then that UCLA group is just dog shit. And then Kansas, it's like, I honestly could see North Carolina going to the Final Four. They're playing.
Oh, I could
playing
too.
Real good basketball, but
they are. Them and Houston might be like the most like playing the best right now, which is kind of wild.
And they're. Yeah.
And fucking Miami, dude. Miami's playing really well too. Like I think they're gonna beat the line for that game is 2.5. That might be my heaviest bet of the weekend. Miami by 1,000.
Who are they playing?
Iowa State.
Iowa
They
State.
stink.
As they're in the Sweet
They
16,
stink.
though.
They stink, dude. What was that game? Was that game on Saturday?
Did they play Texas or something? I don't know.
Oh, it was on Friday? Hold on, I'm looking at it because it's going to piss me off. They played LSU and a stinker, 59-54. Thanks for coming. That was just... They stink,
Well,
dude.
that's
I got
how
no
the
faith in them.
UCLA game was. The first UCLA game wasn't it the same concept, though? Where they fucking...
Yeah, but they have guys, though. Iowa State is like me and you are in the starting five.
That's not
It's
a good
fricked.
look. Yeah, that's not a good
It
look.
ain't a good look. Unless you want to get fucking shimmied on. Because we'll take you to the rack. Right. You might get swatted out the gym when we get there, but we'll take you there.
Yeah, 100%. Well, dude, fucking all this Chicago talk. We got another trip. I mean, you got another trip coming in a fucking less than a month, man. I think next time we go up to Wrigleyville. Because
I think so too.
And because
I'd be very excited to go there.
Yeah, where we are, it's gonna be the arena. It's at UIC. It's like south, like southern more so. So like, I mean, it's gonna be a Hodge back up, but like, it's like I don't know. I don't really know that part, but I know it's not the best. So it's like we're gonna have to kind of travel around to get to where we want to be anyway. So we should get up to dude.
We'll just get a hotel up near there.
Exactly. You know what?
Near Wrigleyville.
Is if fucking there's a Cubs game on Saturday morning.
I was thinking about
a
that.
1 o'clock game. That would be fucking tits.
That would be tits. Yeah. That would be sick. One thing that just reminded me of is, and I got to pull this back up. The Lollapalooza lineup came out today.
Fuck, I forgot about
and
that.
And I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Let me pull it up real quick. I took a photo of it. My thoughts, honestly, I'm not that impressed at all.
No.
I mean, after the first 3 lines, after the first 3 lines, you like anybody? Do you even know those people? Other than maybe YG and Cascade?
No.
So it's like...
I don't.
I mean, I like the thought of like J. Cole, Lil Baby, Green Day. But dude, the headliners are MGK, Dua Lipa, Doja Cat, and Green Day. Those are like the last 4.
Green Day is going to be worth the price of admission. And I said this before when we were talking about the concerts. And dude, I don't know. I'm not that impressed either. That's kind of what I thought looking at it. I love Green Day and I love Machine Gun Kelly so much that it kind of makes up for it. I also, Dua Lipa is like an incredible singer.
Yeah.
And I would love to see her live. I think that would be really sick.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
But Metallica doesn't really do it for me. It'd be sick to see Metallica, but like, is it on my list? No.
I just don't. My thing is though, I'm with you on that. But wouldn't you rather just go see those people individually for half the price?
100%.
And that's
100%.
my thought process. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to spend the fucking, I don't know how much the dollar price is going to be, but it's going to be up there. And I'm not trying to spend that to go see one person. Like, I want, if I'm going to like a festival, I want to be impressed by at least 3 people a night. You know what I mean? So then,
right.
I don't know. I would like to see the Kid Laroi. I had tickets to see Kid Laroi. It got canceled because of COVID, though, which was unfortunate. But
I don't know that I've ever even heard one of his songs, if I'm being honest with you.
Yes, you have. That Stay song with Jay Beebs, where it's like, I do the same thing I told you that I never would.
Oh, yeah. That's him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like the first verse of that song.
Big Sean, low-key, on that third line.
Big Sean, low-key. I mean, dude, like I said, it's like I'm not trying to show up to the concert until 7 o'clock at night, if not later,
No,
that's the problem.
You're 100% right, though. That is it. Dashboard Confessional kind of in the middle somehow. Joyner Lucas in the middle there.
Yeah, there's a couple.
If you squint, if you really squint.
I mean...
But yeah, dude, it's not worth that price of admission. I mean, Green Day alone is worth the price of admission, but everybody else is just like,
I mean,
like you said, I'd rather pay that price individually and just go see them by
it would be
themselves.
cool to like go see, like, I don't know how to say it, like that main skin. I don't know, but that's the I'm begging you. That'd be kind of funny to see
Oh yeah,
live. But
yeah.
I don't know, dude. The thing about Lala that like by the time I started going to concerts, really, Lala, it seemed like became more of like an EDM festival with like the 5 to 6 big names at the top that were like not EDM people, right? I think it's kind of like reverting though. I think it's kind of going back the other way. But like for the last however many, like in my opinion, I don't know all those names. There's 100 fucking names at the bottom, and for all that I know, they can be fucking folk singers. But for a little, for a little bit though, it seemed like that was what it was. It was like an EDM festival, but yet like no, or like Eminem plays at the end. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I don't know, it just seems so expensive and like not dangerous, but like it's just such a long day and there's so many fucking people. And it's like, I don't know. I'm if I go to any day, it'll be the day that J. Cole plays, and then go from there.
Yeah.
Hopefully J. Cole and Green Day play the same day, and then I would go to that day. That'd be nice.
That I could fuck with that, but yeah, outside of that, it's
like
I don't know.
to me, like
I would want Green Day to like they played like a 2-hour set when we went and saw them at Hella Mega Tour too, and that was amazing. Like I don't want anything less than that, you know. I mean, like I want them to play every single hit,
but
just like they did there.
They are like one of the headliners, so they'll be the last ones to play. So you never know. You might get a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But it's also going to be 10:30 at night. You know, are they going to play till midnight? I don't know.
They probably would.
I don't know. I don't really have that much like interest in going to see MGK. I think it'd be fun. He's elite. I love it. I enjoy his music a lot.
But he just announced his tour. Like he's coming to all the arenas, so like you could just see him there.
And he was just at Riot Fest.
Yeah, and he was at Riot Fest.
Where it's like, I don't know. Fuck him.
Yep. But fuck him. Anything else? I think that was kind of the last thing I wanted to talk about. We're right at an hour here.
Dude, I got one more thing. Not that it's very minor, but would you judge me if I bought every single pair of those South Park Adidas that just came out?
I didn't see those.
Oh, dude, they came out with an Awesemo pair, Professor Chaos, and then a Stan, Kyle, Kenny, and Cartman pair. They came out with 6 pairs.
No way.
Yeah. None of them are like that sweet, but they're all kind of like.
It'd be cool to have.
Yeah.
I feel like those are ones you'd like put in the shadow box.
Yeah, and dude, I mean, it's still be $600 total dollars, but they're only like $100 a pop. It's not like they're $200 a pair. But I was like, man, I don't know. I called Foot Locker yesterday. They didn't have them, and I was pissed because that's where they're supposed to be sold at. And I'm like, fuck.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know.
So you're gonna have to get them on StockX.
I mean, if they're on StockX, I'm not fucking buying them. That's for sure. I'm not paying fucking dude. So I want the top. They came out with a pair of Tolly ones like last year, and they were like purple.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Those are dope. And I wanted those real bad. I tried to get them for $100, and then all of a sudden they were selling for like $300. I'm like, I'm not buying that pair of shoes for $300 because.
Nah.
Let's get out of here.
They are sick though. Sick. God, the Tolly ones would be the best ones to have.
They're 100% the best ones, but I don't know. I just thought it was funny that they came out with one of those. Have you been watching South Park at all?
That is funny. No, I gotta jump back in. It's on fucking what's it called now?
Oh, I still see.
I think it's on Paramount Plus as far as the new episodes go. I don't think they're putting the new episodes on HBO Max.
Comedy Central. That's why I'm able to watch them.
Oh.
And I still have cable.
I can watch them on there.
Yeah. You should watch them.
My dad's got cable.
Dude, they've been pretty good, man. You should watch them. Maybe we'll
dive back in.
If and when we ever fucking get this Patreon up, which is going to happen eventually, like very, very soon. I say that like we're never going to do it. Which to everybody out there listening, we're going to try and come out with the Patreon eventually, but we'll post our preliminary episodes with the South Park episode and fucking see what everyone has to say.
Yeah.
Get back on that thing.
Yeah, those were the for everybody that doesn't know, when we started this podcast, that was the first thing that we did.
Yeah.
So before episode 1, South Park came out with a bracket of like their best 64 episodes, just like the tournament bracket. And we basically went through it, and it was super fun. It's a very niche audience. You have to love South Park to understand everything, but it's super fun if you do. So, yeah, like Mike said, once we do the Patreon thing, we'll kind of release that we'll do a bunch of add-on episodes like that, but, yeah, we'll release that for our Patreon followers. So,
I think there was,
stay tuned for that. That shit's
one
coming.
other episode in there and it was when the baseball free agents or trade deadline hit last year, and it was just me pretty much being sad as fuck that the Cubs just dished away their whole fucking team.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was that. That was
so
that.
We'll have a little bit of heartbreak.
Yeah,
a little bit of
that was early on.
But.
That was early on. Cool. Shout out to Road Creative and John. Once again, go to roadcreative.org and follow Road Creative at roadcreative_ on Instagram. Hit them up for all of your graphic design and advertising needs for your business. And you want to talk about Jasmine as well?
Yeah, I was just gonna let you guys know that we still got Skincare by Jasmine as part of this podcast. Jasmine's a licensed esthetician that specializes in waxing and eyebrows and all that other stuff, facials and stuff like that. You can go hit her Instagram up at Skincare by Jasmine, and you can also book on her website at skincarebyjasmine.booksy.com. Go get all your facial needs fucking did up, babies.
Maybe I'll schedule that next time.
Yeah, doubtful.
Because we just didn't have time this time. I mean, well, we weren't allowed to schedule things this time, I should say. That was not part of the plan. So the plan was there is no plan. Absolutely. Which is the best plan. Yeah, thank you everybody. Episode 12 is a wrap. Next week we'll get into some Final Four shit. Actually, we'll get into some Final Four shit. What is it next week? Is next week already April?
No, not yet.
We'll find some funny shit to do for the latter half of next week, because we'll just go right into Final Four, and then we'll find some funny shit to talk about next week too. So thank you everybody. We love you, and Fair Enough Boys will see you next Thursday.
See ya.
Peace.
Bye.